Hello, gamers, and welcome to a very special punny holiday episode. We all gonna get up and walk away now.
No.
Hi,
I'm good.
it's Matt. It's Game Overcast. Let's roll the intro.
Santa!
Greetings, gamers, and welcome to the holiday episode, Christmas holiday, the festive month. It's the December show, so we're going to talk about Christmassy things. You got it? Cool.
Yay.
The one time we're trying not to be offensive.
Being all jolly, and we're probably going to fail miserably. I am your host, Matt. I am joined by the whimsical, tiny little elf, Brittany.
Yay!
And Krampus.
Hi.
Ooh, Krampus is cool.
That'd be a job, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It'd be
That'd be
so
awesome.
fun.
Just take away all the naughty children and
Yeah.
throw them in a bag.
Yeah.
Where do you
No.
deposit
It's like,
said
where-
naughty
where-
children?
In
know
a
what?
coal
Is hell
mine.
real? Let's
does-
go with hell.
But what does he do with them?
I don't
Like when he
know.
kidnaps the naughty kids? What?
He just keeps them. He has like a bunch of bags.
Actually, I don't know.
And he sells them
Yeah.
as pinatas. And
I mean, we
if
could,
you
I
haven't
don't
seen
think that's real.
Krampus, by the way, it's really good. So if you're
surprisingly.
of
It
age
is.
or
Oh, I love
allowed
that
to see
movie.
it,
It's so
watch
fun.
it.
It's really funny.
Glorious.
It's like a
film.
dark comedy.
It's from the dude who made Trick or Treat, which is another fantastic movie.
Yes.
I love that movie.
I should really remember his name at
So
some
good.
point, but I do not.
I can't recall.
What names? Good actor, director. Is he an actor? He might be an actor. He is a professional
The
chef who makes
actors are
movies on
good
the side.
too. Okay.
We're just gonna move along with this train wreck. So do a little bit of now playing. Brittany, I don't care what you're playing because I know what you're playing and I am ashamed.
Me first. Me.
Go on.
Yay! I am playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Oh my gosh, save me. It's so good.
What console is Pocket Camp for, Brittany?
Shut up. It's for the phone.
Oh.
I know.
It's
It's about as amazing as a shiny turd, right?
right?
But it's really good. It's really good. It's great Animal Crossing stuff where
Minus
you're
the
talking to
peanuts, then.
animals and you're picking fruit and you're going fishing and you're decorating your camper.
So it's literally just Animal Crossing
Animal
again.
Crossing.
It's Animal
Again.
Crossing Light.
Yeah. I mean,
but
is
you
there
do
an
all
Animal
of the same
Crossing like
stuff.
heavy where you do your taxes and stuff? Or-
No, but I mean, even then on Animal Crossing, you could actually hit a button occasionally
That's true.
instead of just, let's touch
Tap,
the
tap,
screen.
tap, tap. I mean, for what it's
I mean,
worth,
I'm okay with
it's,
that.
it's Animal Crossing. I just don't like Animal Crossing that much. I played it once and I was kind of done. I mean,
And it's very like stress-free.
But I
So
play
can
Minecraft for that, so I
wander.
can't really
Yeah.
complain. And you
see,
can't
yeah,
either.
Exactly.
It's the
That's
same
I will
idea.
anyways.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can kill things in Minecraft.
I feel like
This is
they're
true.
in the same
I wouldn't mind if you
realm.
could like
They
murder the
aren't
bunny and bury it
in
in the
that same
backyard. You
realm.
know?
Kind of. I feel like they
No.
are. I don't know. I don't like Minecraft because I'm like, I don't want to spend time building something.
But you're gonna spend time like
Yes.
grabbing June bugs off
I
of a tree.
realize
And
how ridiculous that sounds, but it's true. I don't know.
Okay.
I
just-
don't know.
As long as
It's
we're all
just-
aware that we're
it's
full of
just
crap, it's
Animal
okay.
Crossing is my jam. It's super fun, and this one is just as fun. I love it. It's super fun.
Well, that's fantastic.
Anyway, that's what I've been playing. I'm level 12.
I'm curious. So, how is Tom Nook screwing you in this? Because you're in a camp. So, like, how are you in debt to Tom Nook this time?
so
Betting. You owe him for betting.
there's a
Tom Nook, the
casino.
loan shark. It's like the camp. It's not actually a camp. It's where people that have lost all of their belongings at the casino live until they recover and make their money back.
Actually,
It is.
no,
God.
no.
I'll play it.
No.
Is Tom Nook like
So-
someone's gonna get hurt real bad?
Mom loves Tom Nook. He's part of the mafia. This
Sorry.
suddenly turned into Yakuza
Happy holidays.
or a Mafia 3 or Grand Theft Auto.
I'd play an Animal Crossing
Grand
Yakuza
Theft
edition.
Animal Crossing.
You go
That would be
around
actually
like
interesting.
extracting it like protection money, but it's not money. It's like, okay, fine. Here's this like fluffy armchair, snickerdoodle, whatever they call you in Animal Crossing. You go, Sugar Bee or
Yeah.
Pumpernickel.
They called me Sugar Bee. It's so awesome. It's my favorite. I love it.
I'm sorry. Proceed.
Okay. No, in this one actually the Nooklings are there, so you can go. So it's all about camping. Yeah, like the little Timmy and whatever the other one's name is.
The little creepy twins.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're Timmy and Tommy. Is that right? I could be lying. I could be making
The
that
little
up.
shiny.
There only
twin
needed to be
Tanukis.
one. I didn't know why there were others, so.
I don't remember, but
don't
I
remember.
think
They
there-
just showed
there
up
was
one
two.
day.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So.
Is
they
there a
show
Mrs.
up
Nook, or
'cause
did
you
he
can
just
go-
find some children? He's like, these are mine now. They're working for me.
Probably.
Pretty much indentured servants. They're just really tiny
All right.
adult Tanukis.
Aw. But yeah,
You make the game sound really good. I mean,
you go because you have a camper, because this one's all about camping, and you set up your camper and you can upgrade your camper. So you don't have a house. I mean, you have a tent. So you can upgrade your tent too. But you talk to like these weird like 3 animal. I don't know what they are.
the spirits of the forest.
I was gonna call them skunks, but I think I'm making that up. I don't think they're skunks.
Okay.
But
You're playing this, right?
yeah.
Or are you
it's
just
super
coming?
fun. And they have like the way they speak or the way their accents are written. I just think of them as like these Brooklyn animals with Brooklyn accents.
In a camp.
I can't mimic that accent, so I won't do it because I'll sound horrible. But
please.
No, I
No.
can't. No, please. But they're like, yeah, we'll totally take care of that for you. I'm not attempting the accent. Anyway, but so you pay them, and you can upgrade your camper, and then they're like, okay, well, that's going to be 10,000 bells, and you can pay it off slowly, whatever. But yeah, surprisingly enough, you can get through a big chunk of this game without microtransactions.
Okay.
I haven't purchased anything. I have 30,000 bells. I have like 300 leaf tickets. I haven't had to really buy anything or felt the need to buy something, so I really appreciate that at least.
Okay.
But it's fun. Play it.
We're
It's
gonna
fun.
talk
Who
about
cares if it's mobile?
microtransactions here in a bit.
Just play it. Okay. That's it.
Okay, so I'm playing Destiny 2. What of it? Still, it came out for PC between the last show and I have 305 characters. I have a problem. It's a sickness. And I finally got my Orpheus rig. So there's a pair of pants for the hunters. Okay.
Sure.
It's a good pair of pants. It's like I call them the Orpheus breeches.
Okay.
It gives you they're an exotic pants. They're very sparkly.
Non-existent.
There you go. Exactly. they were because I didn't get them for like a very long time. So you get them and it amplifies one of your supers, like I think it's the Night Stalker. I don't actually know. It's the purple
That's a
subclass for the
serial
hunter.
killer.
Okay.
Maybe that's not what it's called. You just like choke
Sorry.
evil aliens in
It
the
might
back.
be.
I don't know. Whatever it is, you have like
I was like,
you have like a bow. It's like an energy bow. That's your super.
So you're trying to get these pants.
Yeah. So I got the pants.
Oh, okay.
Yay.
And the pants like increase the power of your super, so every enemy, your super like shoots out a ball and it tethers nearby enemies and like sucks them dry and like weakens them, and it's like a support class, so it gives everything else. Every like shot you normally do would be a critical hit as long as they're attached to this tether, and it
Okay.
slows them down. But the pants give you for every enemy tethered, it fills your super back up. So if you hit more than 5 or 6 enemies, you have an immediate super again.
Okay.
So there are quests where enemies just literally rain from the sky from these ships, and it's like and bow, and bow, and bow. They're just purple lines and they're just shooting into the sky everywhere. It's like this really pretty, like trippy Candyland kind of thing, and you get all of the items, all of them. It's wonderful.
Okay.
I play Destiny 2 way too much. Sorry. I also been playing a little bit. I picked up Xenoverse 2 for my Switch because it was on sale,
Yeah.
and I promptly returned it because it's terrible.
Nice.
I played it for a couple hours. I played it for a Xenoverse. It's a great concept with lots of like what if and Dragon Ball time travel, and you can make your own Saiyan, and it's that's kind of cool. But
Well, we had a lot of fun playing Xenoverse for the PlayStation 4. Blah, blah. I bit my tongue.
just the like the versus fighting is
PlayStation.
fine, but the camera, especially when you're fighting the great apes,
Does it shoot around a lot?
yeah, or like it won't, and it'll just be stuck in a rock.
Okay.
And just kind of like, I can't see, but Goku's dead, so I gotta restart anyways. And it just,
Okay.
yeah, I said screw it. But Destiny, yeah.
I still have not picked that up.
And then Xenoverse, Xenosaga, Blade.
Xenoblade.
Is it Xenoblade?
I don't know.
The new one. That comes out like this
Yeah,
weekend. Is that
no.
Xenoblade?
Yes.
It's Xeno something Chronicles 2.
I think so.
I'm gonna call it Xenobus from now on.
Xenobus.
Just the Xenobus coming to town. That comes out. That's gonna be great.
Okay.
I think it's a JRPG. Some of the worst voice acting I've ever heard in like a AAA title.
Yeah, but you can get the Japanese audio
And
track,
thank
so
God
Yeah.
it's
for
totally
that.
cool.
I
Now,
tried-
will it do the audio and then you just get subtitles?
Yeah.
Oh, then perfect. Who cares?
Like I try to listen to stuff in English as often as I can, just because it's you don't have to worry about reading subtitles. It takes you not out of the story. But have you heard?
No, I haven't even seen this yet.
It's some of them are okay, and some in the trailer it's like, oh no. It's like they picked some poor British guy up off the street. It's like, hey you.
I don't think they were actually British.
What
maybe.
are they? Maybe they're like. Well, it's like I thought it was
I
a
think
UK
they're-
recording team.
Is it?
I hope
Because
so.
those sound like fake British accents.
That would be amazing if it was.
Especially if they're
sound
actually
real.
British people.
Yeah. They
That'd
need
be
to
great.
ham this
Yeah.
up more. Come on. But we'll see. Maybe it's not actually as bad as I think it is, but I think it's pretty bad. But that's what I've been up to. John Krampus.
Krampus.
All right, so I have like 600 hours in Skyrim.
Of course.
You still carrying on the drudgery of to do 100% or
As close to as I can. I'm trying. But in between that, I'm doing a couple flight sims. I'm doing like quad flight sims with my actual quad controllers because I'm trying to build little quad pods or the racers and stuff like that. So I'm trying to teach myself that stuff. I get more enjoyment out of that right now than getting frustrated sitting in front of my TV. So, but I am looking forward to a few things that are never going to come out because they won't give release dates or any information about them.
you're talking about Agony, aren't you?
Agony, Death Stranding.
Yeah. Someday.
Someday in the future.
In the future, Kojima will gift us with the game.
But I can almost... I do have to respect, though, the fact that they're like, hey, we're working on this. They haven't given a date, which I appreciate because they don't know.
They can't delay it.
They can't delay it. And that is one of the worst things I've seen. Now, I'm hoping they don't do what, like, Square's done with Kingdom Hearts. And we're like, hey, we're working on this.
Sometime.
And we're still working on this years later. And we're wait, we're finally coming out with it.
I had this talk with someone today where I was like, you remember that Kingdom Hearts 2 was a PS2 game, right?
Yeah, we skipped an entire generation of games.
That is pretty
Multiple
crazy.
iterations of that generation.
Yeah.
And we're now just getting this.
Madness. I mean, I'm happy that we're getting it, but
Yeah,
dang.
me too.
It's like, if it's a good game, though, it's worth the wait. It's like Cyberpunk. Like, Project Red
But
can
see,
take their time.
I worry that it could be the greatest game ever, and because they made you blah blah blah.
That made you wait.
They made you wait.
English is hard.
Even though it's great, I
Yeah.
think I know what you're saying. Even though it's a great game, your expectations are just so high now
Because it was
that
over
it
a
still
decade.
doesn't
I mean,
hit what you
when
need.
Kingdom Hearts 2, when I beat Kingdom Hearts 2, there was that little trailer at the end that you thought was going to be Kingdom Hearts 3.
It was the PSP
That was
game.
my junior year of high school. I am now 28. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was a really long time ago, yeah.
You 29.
I am not.
Yeah,
Dun, dun, dun.
I think
Whatever
that's,
makes you feel
it's
like
going to be the
less of
same
an
problem
old
that I
man.
have with a lot of like movies that they hype it up so much, and then you go see it and you're like, well, I don't feel like I wasted my time, but
Yeah.
Wasn't
it's about
that great.
tapering
So I
expectations.
feel like
Yeah.
people are going to hit it really hard because we've been waiting for this game for over a decade.
Yeah.
And so they're going to expect it to be beyond perfect.
Haters gonna hate, but I think it'll be, for what it's worth, I'm sure it can't be that bad. I mean, you wouldn't.
it's
you wouldn't-
already.
It's not like Square Enix would spend a lot of time on a game and then released it partially unfinished and go and finish it later with DLC packs and possible
They would definitely
co-op
do that.
and a
Matt.
VR fishing mod.
They would definitely do that.
Not saying Final Fantasy 15 wasn't good, but there's still it wasn't
That was
finished.
a great game.
No.
Don't hate.
It was good, but it definitely wasn't finished.
I am still looking forward to 7, and I'm hoping they break it properly.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like
There's too many good points where they
That's
could
another
cut
one
that
20
story
years
off.
later?
No joke. But there are so many good points when you're playing that game where that could have been cut off as a chapter in this part of the story, and it would have been great.
you realize we're gonna be like 40 by the time that game is completely released.
Oh,
I will probably quit caring.
Because it's like so many years till the part 1 of undisclosed amount of parts comes out.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus, Square, come on.
Yeah.
that actually reminds me of a meme I saw online. It's
A meme?
It's a meme. It's this this kid, this little child holding a controller, and it's like me playing Kingdom Hearts 1, and then it's a super old man holding a controller, and it's like me playing Kingdom Hearts 3. Like so accurate.
It's so worth it. It's like the last thing he does. Okay, we're gonna. Oh,
So sad.
I didn't even. Man, now I'm sad. No, Grandpa, save Mickey.
I'm good. If you were dumb enough to wait that long, you deserve it.
Quickly, we're gonna do a quick bit of news, only because it's freaking everywhere, and I just wanted to talk about it. So, have you guys heard of this Star Wars Battlefront 2 that come out a couple weeks
course.
ago for the?
You can't open up any kind of gaming article without seeing it.
EA is the devil, which is true, but so the multiple
gave us
years running
Battlefield.
for people living under a rock.
It's not a bad game.
Or people who don't care, which is good for you. EA, the multiple years running worst company in America, mind you, released Star Wars Battlefront 2 to a great deal of fan negativity based on their loot crate system. Now, other games have had loot crates for God knows how long. Yeah, big ones being like Overwatch is big on loot crates.
Yeah,
and
but
We'll get to it.
I'm like,
The big issue on this one is what you get with the loot crates and the time to work ratio on getting it normally. Like Overwatch is a game where everything loot crate you get is purely cosmetic. Like you cannot get anything in a box in Overwatch that will give you an advantage in the game. You get a different costume, or half the time you get like a spray paint or stupid little player icons, and that's it.
but is it still random?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
Okay.
In Star Wars, you unlock bonuses and upgrades and advantages in a competitive multiplayer game. So
Pay to win.
yeah, like that's never that's like a Korean smartphone game or Animal Crossing on the thing or
I haven't bought anything.
yeah, but there are
You
other games like
haven't.
that Fate game that that
gosh,
Andy's
that
playing where
Andy
he
plays.
spent way too much money on random stuff and still hasn't gotten what he wanted. Like that is a business model that I think is disgusting, but has a place for games where you watch ads and if you want to do this, that's all your thing. But when you have a AAA title, and this goes back to like my argument with Mass Effect Andromeda, where standards for AAA titles, like that game shouldn't be that broke. But different discussion. Also EA, mind you, but it's hitting them really hard. Like people were pissed. You know, by far the most downvoted Reddit post of all time. There, as of month to date, EA stock is down almost. Was it 9%?
Jeez.
Which means total like value lost of something like $3 billion. Like that's not like this is gonna blow over. That's a heck of a lot of money. That's just like investor money gone.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. See, the only thing that irritates me on this is I understand the perspective. Like, I understand where people are coming from, and I completely agree. I mean, I don't think that on a AAA title, like you were saying, where you have to pay $60 or in some cases $80 for this game if you get the deluxe edition, you know, you shouldn't have to have that pay-to-win thing, basically. Like, but... The thing that irritates me, though, is that loot boxes and paying for the stuff is not new.
No, and it's not.
Season passes.
No.
Extra content, extra stuff for your game, the little loot things.
See, I have no problem
That-
paying for extra
I don't
stuff.
either.
I have a problem when it starts to break the game's mechanics. When you can
Yeah.
kind of, essentially, you're paying to cheat your way to the top, and that's what's actually irritating a lot of people.
If you don't pay
Yeah.
for it, you are at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people jumped on this like as if it was the first time this has ever happened, and it's not. This
No,
has been
but-
happening forever.
It's
I
very
think
blatant in
it's
this
that
one
it's
also.
it's such a big title that they're doing it to.
Star Wars.
If it's some POS game, who cares? Yeah, it sucks that they did that, but who cares?
This is a Disney game at this point.
This is a really big game, and you're going to do that to that. You're kind of just making this giant gap between your casual players who do want to have some fun, and they're never going to get it ahead. No matter how good they get, you're going to have these people that just they've paid so much into it already.
So
you
that
get
was
the advantage.
That was the only thing that irritated me. But that being said, I do agree. I do think that it was really shady that you had to pay for some of the things they were asking you to pay for. You know, you've already paid for a game. You probably paid for the starter pack, which was $15. You know, so already, and then you probably bought, you know, crystals or whatever the currency was in advance already. So I think they were asking a bit much, and some of the things that they were asking you to purchase. But, you know, little items or like cosmetic stuff. like you were
Cosmetic,
saying,
completely
I'm totally fine with
Yeah.
that. But yes, I
don't
can
like
understand.
it, but it's acceptable. But when you break the game and you give people an advantage for buying stuff, that's going too far. And like I said, it's happened in other games, but it's really bad in this one, just because like the work to do it by yourself without paying money, the ratio to that or the amount of money you have to spend to get things, it's ludicrous. And you know what, gentlemen, it's a Star Wars game. It's a Disney game, so you
Well, they
don't piss off
suspended
the
that.
mouse. You know, the mouse is not happy with EA right now.
sure.
You know, because you've got different countries are investigating loot boxes for the possibility of them being gambling. You've got state senators, albeit it's Hawaii and it's not really a state anyways, but you know, sorry, Hawaii. You know, they're condemning the game for trying to push gambling on our kids.
You know what's funny? I actually didn't really think that until I saw it in action. I was like, that's ridiculous. Like you can just, you know,
addictive.
it's not any different than blah blah blah. But one of my friends is actually playing the Fate mobile game. And sorry, Andy. I have to throw you in here.
We gonna make fun of you a lot, Andy. Get in the robot, Shinji.
He actually spent $80 on currency or Google, whatever. I don't know. I guess it's Google Play. I don't
You
know.
can see him doing this, can't
But
you?
he spent $80, And he used that in game. And he was like, let's see what I get, Brittany. Let's see what I get. And he's like, clicking it or whatever. And he was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't really want it, but that's kind of cool. And then after all was said and done, he was like, oh, I really wanted this character. I really wanted this thing.
I didn't get the one thing that I just spent $80.
And he was like, I really didn't want that. And he's like, should I get another card? And at that moment, I was like, I get it now.
Yep.
I get it.
So it's definitely a thing. I'm gonna go and cut it off because this is a conversation we could do a whole show on.
Yeah.
Upon actually listening to it.
And it's been done. So
yeah. So we'll move on. I mean, there's a whole thing
we
of
did want to put our opinion.
The cost of games. Should games be cheaper? Because games are more expensive to make. That's because your marketing budget is so many millions of dollars. But the point stands is that games haven't gone up in price for the past 20 years. So should games be more expensive? Should it be selective? Should everything be $60 anymore? Or should it be like they used to be where things are
things
more
could fluctuate depending on how long it took, and it allowed you to kind of choose. Now, I do like the set price. Even if they go up, I think that I kind of like that, $60 to $80.
Just give me the whole game.
Yeah.
But I would rather you not give me a release date and then give me something that's not finished and then be like, well, we're going to have DLC later. No, finish your game first and then release it.
Or it's already put in the game, but they're going to make you buy the DLC.
Yeah.
Like
hey, Capcom, we're looking at you.
Yeah, Capcom likes to.
It's a thing.
Other companies, but Capcom was notably the ones who got caught with that. But
in some cases, they're already asking you to pay a little bit. Like, hey, you want a little bit extra in your game? All right, buy the $80 version.
You want to play it 2 or 3 days early?
Buy the deluxe
again,
edition.
EA high.
So I feel like that's not necessarily the worst thing ever. I mean, fine. That's a way to if things are more expensive to make, but I find that a little hard to believe. But okay, if they are a little bit more expensive to make.
It's the amount of time it does to do things at the resolution, and it's hilarious because games still aren't playing at 60 FPS, so you ain't doing your jobs right, guys. I mean, graphics are good, but I'd rather the game run properly than be prettier. But either way, like we'll move on this. I think it's something we probably touch on a little bit again later because I'm sure this isn't going to end anytime soon at this rate. Like you've pissed off the mouse and the Reddit.
I mean, season passes and DLC stuff has been going on for years now.
It's the way it's done. If it's legitimate, like we'll go back to The Witcher 3.
Because
there you go.
I love Witcher.
Yeah. Love that game. Bought it twice. Paid the expansions,
season
no
pass
problem.
was very reasonably priced.
Totally
$25, and then they also give you free stuff.
Hours of content, like hours and hours, like another game's worth in most cases content. So that's the way you do it. That's why you don't have everyone to be like, God, man, those shady guys at CD Projekt Red, because no one says that because they're so good. But we're going to move right along here. We're going to get back. Jolly Holiday, haha! But we figured I'd mention it because people are talking about it, and it's not good. If you have any thoughts on the EA debacle, catastrophe, apocalypse,
they're not going to die anytime soon.
I
No,
don't
but I mean,
think
it's like anything else. If they lose enough money, they might change.
I mean, do you remember when EA tried the online pass thing? Oh, God. And how quickly that was like, oh, my gosh, we're not going to do this online pass. So that came and that fell, and they're just fine.
It's awesome that people are voting with their wallets.
Yes.
Because it works.
It's nice to see that people can make a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, so if you have any thoughts of this, please, leave a comment on the YouTube video. Send us a comment to podcast@gameovervideogames.com. I said that really slowly, so I didn't sound like I was... There. Here we go. All right, so we're going to go on. We'll do question of the month and take a quick break. This question is really easy. So we're talking about holiday stuff, gift giving. Yep. Your best holiday gaming gift or story or something like that, video game related. I can go first if you guys need to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so when I got my GameCube that Christmas, the year it came out, 2001. So the way it used to work back when I used to live with my family back in Southern California, way right over there, actually.
No.
It's that way.
That's east.
Yeah, it's that way. And then you just keep going.
All the way around the planet.
Just keep going. It's not a lie. It's not.
Well,
That's why I said way over there. So, I used to go to my...
nope, you'd never hit it.
Eventually. The Earth will spin and, we'll be... Whatever. Me and my Gundam are going to make it work. Moonlight Butterfly. Okay. So my parents would go to my dad's parents' house Christmas Eve, and we would hang out with that family. And then Christmas Day, we'd hang out with my mom's parents. That's right. Yeah, my mom has parents. Cool. She's not just like a demon spawned from things. Love you, Mom.
Wow.
So that night, I was freaking out, wanted a GameCube, wanted Smash, wanted Luigi's Mansion, all this kind of stuff and everything, because those were one of the best launch setups for a console ever, by the way. Ugh. So we went to Dad's parents' house, and we're there with the family opening presents, and I get this really awesome sweater, and I was like, oh, this is great. And there's a thing in there. I'm like, what is... like a lollipop, and it's a copy of Smash Melee. I don't have a GameCube. I've been told I'm not going to get a GameCube because I've been a little... I was a mean little kid. I wasn't doing that good in school, whatever. So like, you're not getting crap, boy. So I got this. I'm like, oh no, this thing. Does that mean? And Dad's like, nope. I guess Mom screwed up. We're going to take it back. And they had it done so well where they were like, okay, well, sorry, here's the receipt. Maybe if you do better in school, you do this next time. Like, y'all are mean. And the next day they was like,
Yes.
here you go. And I'm like, but yeah. So
Just like that,
yeah, just like that, actually, yes. So one of the best pranks my folks have ever pulled on me. And it was really awesome because I was just distraught the whole night. I was laying in bed like cursing Santa and everything else in the universe is like, oh. And the next morning they're like, kidding, love you. Now really do better in school. I was like, okay.
Yeah, right.
Oh, we're taking it away. But that was a nice little thing. My parents used to always try to mess with me. They like hide things in boxes and do different stuff. And or like when I got my Sega Genesis way back in the day, when I was 8, they gave it to me in an orange crate. Like it was like a big wooden crate for oranges, this massive box. Like, hey, we bought you some oranges, boy. And it was there like at the bottom.
Aw.
I had a fun childhood. But yeah, how about you?
So mine really isn't a gift. It's just a story. Because we actually didn't celebrate Christmas until much later in my life. Actually, probably about 6 or 7 years ago.
Heathens. Says the heathen.
I won't get into that.
Heathen party.
But I remember one Christmas break. Gosh, I miss Christmas breaks. 2 weeks.
Do you ever miss just going to
almost 3
school
weeks
and
off?
Yes.
having nothing else to
So
do?
The kids are
great,
going
I
to.
know.
Yeah.
So fantastic. Enjoy your Christmas breaks if you're on them. Oh my goodness, I miss them.
Old people talking.
I know.
You're like, God, I got to get up early and go like study physics. Oh,
No, it gets bad when I'm like, I remember when Christmas break was much longer than it is
Yeah,
now.
like 3 weeks, right?
3 or more,
It
yeah.
used to be forever. It felt like forever. Anyway, so my brother and I, having nothing to do, we were just like, we're going to play Ocarina of Time. And that's what we did. And the entire Christmas break, it was so awesome. We would sleep in, wake up, play Ocarina all day. And it was just a really...
Did you beat it?
Yeah, we did.
Well done.
And it was just a really fun time.
Did the water temple make you want to kill
And that-
yourself?
Yes,
No,
it
I look
did.
behind the chest.
Shut up. I am.
But
It
you've
is-
also
it is
noticed how I am
tough.
whenever we play like Diablo the few times.
Is there gold over here?
I don't know. I got to go see if there's something in this corner.
I feel quite absolved that I've talked to multiple people and I'm like, so tell me about the water temple, and they're like, it was that chest. I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
It was tough.
I can
It was
see
tough.
that. I can. I just
You're thorough. Like
yeah.
the words also could be anal, but
Yes.
but it works though. It's
It
effective.
worked. I found a chest, guys.
Thank God for instance loot. I never got Jack when we were playing. I was like, John, can I have something? You
Yep.
give me like a duck or something. Just like, yay! This is this barbarian with a duck running down the street. Sorry.
But yes, I have a soft spot for the game. It makes me think of the holidays. It was just a really great vacation.
It's right here.
And yeah. And that was that
Fantabulous.
is a great game.
I mean, I could go back into mine. Had to do with the 64 because I remember as a kid, I was one of the ones that freaked out whenever
Was that you in the video?
That was not me in the video. By that time, I was not that skinny. But no, I was one of the kids that freaked out, and I was extremely excited about it. I mean, but Ocarina of Time, we've talked about before on the show there. That game, and it has to be from that system that I got for the holidays. It's just ingrained in my brain, something I played with my grandmother. So where she would sit there and help me whenever I couldn't figure out anything, which was... I think she just liked reading the stuff along with me playing, which was cool. She watched it more than I really needed help,
Your grandma's awesome.
other than finding like the stupid Skulltulas.
Yeah.
Yeah, finding all of them
Once you got that rumble thing, it was a little bit easier.
wasn't too bad. But yeah, I didn't start off with that thing, so yay, Funko Land. I appreciate it.
Oh,
But,
wow.
Yeah,
That was a long time ago.
No kidding.
thanks.
Or software, etc. Or oh man,
Yep.
nightmares.
But no, I
Like,
mean,
what?
I agree with the whole Ocarina is going to just be in there forever. I can still keep going back and playing that game. It's just like for other reasons, but like Link to the Past and the other Zeldas and whatnot. But we won't go into those.
Yeah. We did a show about that, as I recall.
One of my favorite gifts, though, game-wise, that I had received for Christmas was my PS2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Such a
because
good
I got one of
system.
those bundles that had 3 games with it. I remember I got Time Splitters, the first one, which was fun. It's dumb. It's not great, but it is fun to play. Summoner, which I argue is a good game. It's just its controls are not the greatest. I loved it. It was tedious, and I can see why people think it's boring. I enjoyed it. And Orphan, which was just terrible. It was terrible. The game is terrible. I don't know
The show was
anything
pretty
about the
terrible,
show. It was picked up for me. I didn't
Oh, goodness.
request any of them. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
No, not at
Thanks,
all.
Meatloaf.
I remember watching that. I remember watching that show when I was like 11.
So much reuse animation.
I
so
really
many
liked
times.
it. And I remember I was talking on the phone to him or something. I don't remember. Were we talking at the time? I don't know. And I was like, I'm watching Orphan. I really like it. He's like, oh my God, no. I'm like, but it's great.
There's a
It's
specific
fun."
scene where Orphan, any number of people, he'll fight someone and he'll make like a laser sword with his hand
What's
and
wrong with
deflect.
that?
It happens like 9 times in a 20-episode show.
cares?
It's like, good Lord, like how many people throw these little balls at you and you never deflect all of them, ever.
It's still
Do
fun.
2!
Still fun. I liked
See,
it.
like ding,
I
ding,
don't know.
ding. Oh!
I'm curious. I want to watch it now to see.
If
I
it's-
wonder if
is-
I
is
would like
bad.
it.
You'll lose
Yeah.
your stuff.
I
I'll watch it
wonder.
with you. I've never seen it.
Watch
I
with
only
me.
played the game.
Let's do it. Yeah.
And I don't remember enough about it, so I can't say that it was great.
Like, it's a cool
It
story,
was
but
just, if I can remember that little about the game, I'm going to assume it was pretty bad, and I forced myself
like,
through it.
you know how in Gundam Seed every fight, it's like the same shot of Buster Gundam shooting the side of the Archangel?
Oh, okay, but he loves
It's
Gundam
like
Seed.
that, but excuse me? Also,
Or Gundam.
it's
whatever.
like that, but worse.
Okay.
With less good animation, but like really pretty designs. But they don't move a lot. It's like AD Police.
Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
What is one of your favorite animes ever? I'll give you a hint. It starts with an E.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was budget constraints.
I don't care. It's the same thing. It's like dialogue, and it's the same.
Don't sacrifice the holy cow. Okay.
It's the same. It's Ava, for anybody who's wondering.
Yeah.
And if you've seen
You
Ava,
leave Shinji out of this.
you know I love Ava just as much as the next person. I'm just saying.
Also, Ava doesn't rehash the
At the
animation that much
end,
either.
At the end,
They ran out of money.
it's like the same frame for 20 minutes.
It's not 20 minutes. It's like
It's
5.
20 minutes.
It's like 5. I'm just. You don't
The
want to
entire
hold it.
episode is just...
And the dialogue is happening, and they're just like
Not even. Well, there's a part towards
in
the
the
end
elevator.
where Shinji's just holding the guy in his hand. And he just gotta sit there, and it's just a wide shot of him doing this for like 2 or 3 minutes. It's meant to be symbolic of not having any money.
I'm like, is that where we're going? I mean, I'll take it, but
It kind of like
on
that's
now.
kind of work because he's probably sitting there like, and then he squeezes him and head pops out like a cork. But anyways, moving right along.
guys, what wavy things like just weird colors? That's cheap, right? Let's do it.
Put a filter
But it works.
over it.
Yeah, Japanese Photoshop.
But it's
back in the
fantastic.
90s.
I love Ava, so I'm just saying though.
Well, Ava's definitely better than Orphan.
You
I
should try
promise.
Orphan again.
I think I'd hate it more now. Actually.
We'll try watching it.
Yeah, like we
Okay.
can get a hold
Maybe
of
we can have a show on that where we just...
the Game Over Anime Cast.
Well, no, there's a game.
There's a game.
You know, we should. What I was telling him,
can figure out,
should
like-
do anime games.
Well, we did a movie game.
We
thing.
could see
have to do an
how it
anime game.
matches with the game.
Yeah.
Which means we have to play the crappy game again.
and then we have to watch the entire series
Oh, God.
in one night.
I immediately hate my idea. We're not doing it.
Hey, no, I'll tell you what. That's great
Nothing
because then
but,
we can
like, pizza
we could
and
talk about a
gummy
Gundam
bears.
game, and that means you have to watch Victory Gundam.
I've seen.
Sorry, I just smacked your hair.
I have
No,
seen
you have to watch
my fair
Victory
share of
Gundam.
Gundam.
The best
okay?
Gundam ever.
My fair share.
Victory Gundam was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just mom's head in a helmet, and he's like, "What do I do with this?"
Oh my gosh! Can I just say this though? Because we were talking about like the last podcast we did robots, right?
Yes.
They all start to blur sometimes. Okay, so I was saying I have no idea where my love of robots came from, like why I wanted to build a robot. And I was thinking about it and thinking about it. And then the other day when we were talking about robot movies, I was like, duh, batteries not included.
Yeah.
What about Short Circuit?
Oh, that too.
Yeah,
But battery's not included. That was a good one.
they're both really good.
Short Circuit.
Yeah.
I loved that
Okay.
one as a kid.
Okay. All right.
Okay, sorry.
We've derailed
Anyway, I just wanted to
so
say that.
hard.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break and then come back with some awesome holiday game gift ideas. I was going to say don't touch that dial, but this is not a radio show. You heard a dial? Don't touch it. We'll be right back. Hey everyone, Matt here, and has this ever happened to you? You're in your local Game Over looking for a specific game and they don't have it. Not to worry, friends, GameOverVideogames.com has got your back. Just go to our website and chances are we'll have what you need.
But Matt, I don't want to pay any shipping fees.
How did you get into my house? Not to worry, random lady. Just select the pick up and store option and we'll send it to the Game Over store of your choice within 30 days at no extra cost to you. So hop on today and check it out. GameOverVideogames.com, making retro gaming easier with the power of the internet. Okay,
Let's get on with it.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to a special holiday episode of Game Overcast.
You forgot? You were like,
I was like,
don't
where
know
am
what
I?
we're doing today,
What am I
but
recording? I don't know. There's a
fine.
microphone here and there's Sark just hanging
Santa.
out. And an Eevee. I don't know why Eevee's there.
Aw.
Eevee's amazing.
Eevee is awesome.
Sure, okay.
Like, I don't even like Pokemon, but I'd have an Eevee.
So this little segment is on. I just kept on going.
I know,
Sorry.
it's rude.
Going over holiday gift opportunities, options, thoughts.
Thoughts?
Each of us made a little list on like cool gift ideas, and they kind of like fell into their own categories, kind of just magically by themselves, which is cool.
I was gonna say I'm so happy. I really thought we were gonna struggle with having the same things on
Yeah.
our list. So
That's
I'm glad
why I
we
intentionally,
each-
I went straight into,
Yeah.
frugal.
We went like different directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, John's list is kind of like a holiday gift giving on a budget, but still cool stuff, which is awesome. Britt just went straight up like Nintendo fangirl, pretty much looks like here. And actually, you've got some good stuff, but it's all Nintendo-ish stuff. Like kind of like you have like the basics, sort of like
Yeah,
required reading for
absolutely.
a gamer, I would say.
Yes.
And then I went with
I was gonna say like hipster Nintendo. No, that's awful. I love these games. I'm not.
you didn't mention
Insulting you.
Earthbound on here anywhere, so that's not the case.
Yeah,
Ooh!
that
You leave that
crappy
game alone.
The game is crap.
I don't
and they're
like it.
cute.
They're adorable,
They're
but I don't
still,
like the game.
it's still a
really
bad
precious.
game.
It's not.
It's, I mean, the
don't
game.
think
It's
so.
unique.
It's
Doesn't
unique.
mean it's good.
I don't care for it. I mean, you can like it if you want. That's fine. I don't like
It's
it
a
very
great
much, though.
game.
Anyways, that's why we
Send
didn't put it
them
on our
hate
list,
mail.
though. It's also expensive.
What's the email?
It's podcast at GameOverVideogames.com.
Tell them you hate them. Okay. Just
I
kidding.
accept
You
that.
can. I love
Don't
it.
do that.
Peace. In my list, I try to do one of my favorite things about holidays was, you're there with the family, you're there with, friends, and you want to play your gift with other people. Like you get a board game, like you get Jenga, you play Jenga. Like so.
Yeah.
Just games that you can play that are easy, relatively easy for other people that don't necessarily game a whole lot to pick up and play. Usually couch co-op on there. That was my kind of stuff. And we'll just go around.
Yeah.
We only have a couple per thing. We have like 4 or 5 per
So
person.
like family-friendly stuff.
Not even necessarily,
That's
just
fun
stuff
to
that you
play
could
with the
put.
family.
Yeah, just easy multiplayer.
Okay.
Fun on Christmas Day kind of thing.
Oh, I got
'cause
something I could probably add
what
to
we
that.
do when we're at holiday with our families.
Yeah.
I'll-
My family
I'll
lives in
bring-
Southern California, so I go and spend over most Christmas times with Britt's
Yeah.
family. They're very gracious to have me because I don't have any family here. Anyways,
Nope, no one.
sad story, nobody at all. So we like you play games and the kind of thing where it's like if you want a big gamer, but you want to be able to get into something with the gamer you're buying this for, that's where my list kind of works.
Okay.
I am rambling. So we'll begin. We'll just go you to me, so your right to left, I guess, and our left to right. So you're,
Okay.
in other words, you're first, Brittany. That was
Okay.
incredibly complicated.
I know. I was like,
No.
I think he's trying to say me. Okay.
It's been a long series of days
So
here at Game Overcast Land.
So my list, a lot of them are going to be Nintendo games. They are going to.
I believe they almost all are.
Yeah, almost all of them.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, all of them. Okay.
And these, I mean, not necessarily games, but just good gift ideas.
Yeah.
but great gift ideas. But I picked them because right now, the NES and the SNES, it's hot. You know, people love that stuff. They're trying to get their hands on the minis. You might not be able to find the minis. So I think that if you are that person that's looking for a cool gift for somebody who's itching to get that back, then or to, get some of those and you're like, man, I don't know what to do. And this is basics. So, and then it's really easy from there. Like if the gamer you're shopping for, or it's yourself, and I'm sure you have these, but but if it's a gamer you're shopping for and they're a retro lover, chances are they love these games. And then also if they have these games, it's easy to branch out from there. There's a lot of other games. Okay, well if they like this, then you can get this for them, and then that's probably a sure bet. So that's why I chose the games on my list. But yes, so the first one I chose was Ocarina of Time.
No surprise there.
Because it's just one of I mean, it's a fantastic Zelda game. If you're a gamer that you're shopping for is a Zelda lover, chances are they love this game. They probably own this game. But the really cool thing is that there's multiple versions. And if you're a freak like me, you have to have every single Zelda thing that existed.
Probably the best one's on GameCube.
Master Quest, baby.
You know what? That's the one I played the crap out of. I love that one. I absolutely love that one. That's the one, my holiday story, where we played it it was the GameCube version.
Nice.
So I absolutely love that one. But you can't go wrong with any of the versions. Fantastic game. Fond memories, and it'll probably take you all of Christmas break to beat it. So.
Hasn't necessarily aged that well if you're playing it for the first time, but it's still just groundbreaking for 3D adventure games.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, well,
And
most of the 64's graphics were junk.
Oh, good lord, yes.
But at the time, it was a start. So
Yeah, it was amazing back in the 90s, yeah.
it did what it did, and they improved from there.
And it's still such a fantastic game that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then chances are your gamer is probably nostalgic.
You got to get that fish.
And then wants it.
Yeah, man, that weird, creepy, crawly one on the bottom for no good reason. Here's your piece of heart, now that you're already a god at this point in the game.
Yeah, but
got
I got to collect everything.
That's right. It's like I need it. You're sitting there with like your gold gauntlets and your Bigoron sword. It's like, whatever, bro. I go fishing. I don't want to just go into the lake and grab it at this point.
You can't. It's just it's not there if you
just hook shot the fish, you know, like your
See,
long
now
shot.
that would have been. We're gonna go on big
blows up
tangents.
the fish. Just throwing in bombs, all these fish float to the surface. Don't do that, boy.
Makes sense.
It's amazing. Awesome.
This lets dead fish in his tank.
No.
Like no fishing for anyone. You thought my Gorons.
If you put these pieces back together, it's an award-winning
Zoras.
fish.
Funny, man. You just thaw out my Zoras, man. I killed Ganon so many times. Why don't my Zoras thaw out?
That's so sad.
still
How did they
upset
not
about
think
that.
that? I know. Like, you go back to this pretty fish people,
Thank
and
you
no,
for
they're
saving
still
us,
frozen.
Link. No, we're dead.
They
We're
were
gone forever.
too late. You were too late. You took too long. So sad. But anyway,
Good
that's
times.
a great one. That's a safe bet for sure. It's a lot of people's favorite Zelda. And then and I think it would make a great gift actually for your Zelda lover.
Awesome.
Cool.
I concur. Okay, so mine, once again, we talked about things that are easy to pick up, multiplayer, just fun to bash around with, low skill entry in most cases. We're going to stick with 64 theme. We're going to go with No Mercy. Was it WWF? It's WWE now, but it's WWF back then, right?
What system is this for?
N64.
N64. Okay.
This,
I think I've played this one.
this was you have.
Yeah, he's made us play this one. He also made all of us in the game.
I remember this game, and it's really slow and sluggish,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's so fun.
It's terrible, but
Yeah, the THQ wrestling games, man, were so good on 64. They were
THQ?
yeah, THQ did.
Yep.
That was crazy.
They were super basic, but it worked. You had a strong punch, a weak punch, a strong grapple, a weak grapple, and a run.
And I always forget what buttons do
So you
what.
just go at people pretty much, but
I don't know why.
any of them, I mean, we're all the way back from WCW versus NWO and Revenge and WrestleMania and all those games. They're pretty much the same game, just they added more layers to it, like, more ring types, the amazing character creator, where we had a tournament for it one time, and I made my entire staff. It was amazing. I got that cartridge is floating around somewhere out there with us on the cart. It's like, who the heck's Matt, and why is he like this crazy? Like, I don't jump that high. I'm fat, but it was fun. But it's just an amazing game, and it's easy enough for it's got you. There's lots of things like there are counters and blocks and stuff, but you can grab the game and just play it and have fun, just like that, pretty much. You may just be doing this the entire time, but it's a lot of fun. And there's tons of replayability where you can sit there and you can like make yourselves and then play and fight against yourselves and stuff. And then you do it in real life and you break your sister's arm, and it's not good, but. In the game, though, it's fantastic. And once again, it's not super expensive game, and it's for 64, so fantastic title. I recommend any of them, but specifically No Mercy, because that was the last one, I think, for 64, wasn't it?
I'd be lying.
Because I think WrestleMania came before that, but I think the best one was definitely No Mercy.
No mercy, yeah.
Sweet. Yep, cool. John, go ahead and go on with your first
So, one of my first ones, I think that if you enjoy PlayStation stuff, which I obviously do, because I tend to bash other consoles a lot. Unintentionally, I just wish they were better.
Get on my level.
Get on PlayStation's level.
It's
I mean,
a
this is an
relatively
unbiased
inexpensive game.
cast.
Infamous
Cool.
is by far one of my favorite games. One of the reasons I even bought a PS4. I mean, but the first two for the PS3 were actually really great games.
Yeah.
They had some bugs, and it was one of those.
Open world game.
But exactly, it's an open world game. Some of the transitions whenever you were sliding down the power lines that did not make any sense. But I really enjoyed the game, and I think they're $10 or less. They're really easy to get. They're awesome games though.
Great
really
bang
fun.
for your buck.
I really liked the morality system. You could choose to be good or bad. Just kind of like, well, we'll get into another one of mine, which will be Fable, which is I love Fable.
Great soundtrack.
1 and 2.
Soundtrack.
3 was good until it fell apart.
3, yeah, there were.
Fell through the floor and couldn't.
We won't
save.
go into it. I really liked what they did with the magic in 3, where I could like dual wield different kinds and kind of combine them and do. But ultimately, my first suggestion would be to go with something relatively inexpensive. As Infamous, it's awesome.
Yeah, Infamous was great.
I can't stop thinking about the Temple of Light song in Fable. I could listen to that all
I never
night
went into the
forever.
Temple of Light.
Of course you didn't.
I needed the bow.
He went to the cave of ambivalence.
I'm so sorry to be branching off, but funny story about Fable. So when I first played it, I accidentally took a bribe. And in the beginning, he was like, hey, I'll give you this money if you don't tell my wife, that I'm blah, blah, blah.
Oh, at the very beginning.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, well, that's a good deed, right? I won't tell your wife. And then it was like, bad. And I'm like, no!
Reset.
So I restarted because I was like, I thought I was being good. No, actually,
Punch
that's
the
really
bully.
bad.
Punch the bully.
That's
Beat
really
the crap
bad.
out of the bully.
You can still breathe.
Anyway, yeah.
But Infamous.
Infamous.
Great game.
It's a good thing for your buck because it's really the kind of game that you can play twice because the story changes pretty radically, the powers.
Yes. And it's one of the few games where I have a suggestion on how you play if you like getting trophies, and it's go through it on easy and be good because it's a lot easier not to hit bystanders.
Yep.
And if you're trying to go for all the bad achievements,
Just run rampant.
then do it on hard because it doesn't matter because you can hurt whoever you want.
And it's so easy to go from good to bad.
Yeah, because you have those moments where you're just like, you know what, I'm just going to throw a car at everyone.
It's like, I hate you. I fell off the train or the bus.
Yep.
It's time to kill everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, the power sets are unique enough to make the whole game worthwhile. And the endings, especially in 2, I thought were really cool because the good path and the bad path, the endings kind of flip-flop, where the good ending is kind of not a good ending, and the bad ending is kind of a good ending. So it's a black and white, good and bad. It becomes kind of a shades of gray.
Yeah.
Which is a
I
bit
really
more
like that, yeah.
realistic, I guess.
Kind of like
but
those Far Cry endings.
Yeah.
Far Cry kind of has a... Far Cry 3.
Far Cry 3 is just like, you're
Kinda has an ending like
damned
that.
if you do, damned if you don't.
I
Kind of. It's
know.
like, cool, now you're
But that's
dead.
kind of cool because it's kind of real. I mean, it's... You know what I mean?
I remember that
There's
one,
not
that
always
one
a happy
island
ending.
I went to, and I had to go start murdering people, and sixth grade, am I right?
It's awful.
All right. So, what is your second game on your list, madam?
Okay. So my second one, again for your Nintendo lover, if they are Mario fans, I think one of the better Marios, the best Marios in my opinion, is Super Mario 3.
Mario 3 is great.
Such a
It's
fantastic
too
Mario.
easy to cheat to the end, but great game.
But you have to find that.
I know where they're
Well,
at.
if you imagine if you the first time you found it, it was like, ooh.
All right, so Nintendo Power ruined it for me. But still.
See, I didn't.
Go here, get some whistles.
Good old-
Whistles
Oh, yeah.
bring whirlwinds that take you away to magical lands that you have to fight some more stuff. Get some more whistles. Cheat.
Paper Google.
Yep.
Paper Google.
Yep.
I played the heck out of that game when I was a kid, and I absolutely love it. I feel like it is a must-have Mario. So, again, for the SNES or the NES fan that's looking for a perfect Mario title, I know it's not an SNES game, but that I think that would be.
Well, Mario All Stars.
Oh yeah.
Mario All Stars is.
Okay.
Not the best version of the game, but you know.
I like the original
an
version
option.
better, but I think that All Stars is the better bang for your buck.
Yeah, especially if you get the one attached to World.
Oh, that's true.
That's all the Mario.
The memory gets kind of weird at that point.
Yeah.
The battery in there didn't always save my stuff, so I actually like the separated one and spend a little bit extra. But if you have it,
The covers are prettier too.
yeah,
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the Super Mario 3 is pretty easy to find.
relatively,
Right?
yeah.
It's like pretty.
I mean, it still is.
It's still
people
very
like it, but-
popular and it goes
Yeah.
quick places.
But
like,
you see it though. You can find it.
But it's not like super, super rare.
No,
You'd
and
be
it's
able
not.
to get
It's
your
not
hands
really
on it.
expensive. It's pretty. It's pretty
Yeah.
cheap. And, yeah, definitely
So I think that's a definite must-have.
glorious.
yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, my number 2, and I'm going to get flack for this one, but it's a fact. Any version of Smash Brothers. Any console, 64, GameCube,
No.
3DS.
I thought we
Wii
cured
U,
him.
I still haven't played it since the Ryu DLC came out, but it's just a fact. I mean, Smash is super easy to pick up. It's a great party game because that's what it's intended to be. So anyone can pick that up and
What
be
about
playing.
a competitive fighter? Is it a great competitive fighter?
Sure. Is it the best? Is the be all end all? No. There are some Smash players insane. Yes. Am I one of them? Probably. But it's just you have to admit it's really fun just to pick up and play, and it's great just to mess around with for a couple of games and move on. So
I mean, I like the level creation, but
it's
on
fun.
the later ones. But
we
other than
were cruel individuals in that game. If you've been to some of our Smash tournaments, I'm sorry. It was fun though, wasn't it? All that lava. But it's
But I feel like that's what makes you a better player. Like, I'm sorry. If you can't...
we are not going into
We won't
that.
go into that because I like playing with
That's
items
my
and all
personal
kinds of other
opinion.
crud.
If you are truly great and your reflexes are that raw, you can do it. You can... I'm serious.
You're off the show.
You you love me. Shut up.
Oh my goodness.
It's true. You can dodge that item. You can grab it and throw it at somebody.
Yeah.
You can dance around lava.
Okay.
You can do it.
Just
I believe in you.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Well, there's two, her and your mom.
Oh, good lord. Go live the dream.
So wrong.
But fantastic gift. I mean, some of them are more expensive than others, but they aren't super pricey, and they're well worth the price of admission. Especially if you want to get in and play with your family or play with your friends. It's super easy to pick up and go, and it destroys
Or not make friends.
or lose friends and family. I mean, I've almost been punched by people that work at this store for playing that game just because I spiked him with Ganondorf. He's not here right now, but you know who I'm talking about, Junior. Anyways. So that was my number 2. Great game, series of games. Any of them are fantastic. But yeah, moving right along.
And no, you can't bring your own controller.
Oh, goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
you can't.
Just
I keep it
kidding.
fair.
Yep.
All right, so I'm with yours. I might get some flack for it because they do have a lot of problems, especially the Arkham Knight.
Hey!
But I would suggest the Batman games, the Arkham line, were really fun.
Oh, yeah.
Those are fantastic.
There's some of the few that I actually felt like if I really just kind of ignored everything around me, I'm like, yeah, okay, I can imagine Batman being
Batman.
this pretty badass. It was good. I did have my problems with Arkham Knight where I still haven't completed the game because I'm stuck at 99%. Because there is a Riddler trophy that is glitched and I have to start over. And I just refused at that point. I'm like, I did everything else.
You done. You did good.
I did good. So I haven't
still a good
completed my
game.
trophies on that one because of that.
Yeah. That game got a lot of flack. I don't know why. Like, it was really good.
I know.
Of course, PC had problems. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
But
true.
the console versions, yes, occasionally they glitched out like mine did. And I can't find a fix for it. There isn't a fix for it other than just
Restart. Yeah.
delete your save file, start over.
It was one of
But
the first games to-
overall, even the first one, I really liked it. I have a problem with that game that I have with a lot of games that do this, like Metroid, where you start off with very few of the really cool upgrades. I mean, City still had a few of them, some of the things that
But
you
you
found.
lose a lot of your crap.
But you just lose stuff magically, and it didn't really make sense. There's very few times where that does make sense. But is what it is. Overall, though, if you just kind of take them... while the first and second are very strong continuations of the stories, you could still take them as a standalone game.
You're Batman. It's a Batman thing. Yeah.
Exactly. I love the open world. It's fun to just kind of glide around and beat the crap out of bad guys periodically.
Be Batman.
And be Batman.
So cool.
Yep.
You be Batman. Yeah, it's definitely the best.
I would like a
would
Joker
say.
game where you just run around poisoning people and
That would be
doing
good
fun
too.
too.
doing chaos.
Yeah, just
That'd be-
Mark Hamill just murdering everyone in the streets, and I'd be okay with that. But I'd say easily best actual
superhero game. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I 100% agree. I mean, the voice acting is great. The combat is great. It's a great game.
Beautiful. I was going to say the Arkham Knight was one of the first games to really be exclusive to next gen consoles and really take advantage of it. So I kind of like forgave the bugginess because it's like, you're taking it to the next
pushed
level.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could see it. Like, that's a beautiful game even now. Like, good lord.
Oh, yeah, it still looks
Those
great.
lights and the gliding, water effects.
I like they took once you get your gliding upgraded, you put in the physics where you could actually like dip down and try to glide a little bit further, like you would with the gliding plane and all that.
It's all
stuff.
just so pretty.
They did good.
Yeah.
Like as much bad that you can find in it if you play enough of it, or you look online and you see other things that people have posted. Overall, good game. All of them,
Awesome.
except for Origins.
We won't. That doesn't exist. All right. What's
What
up
game?
next?
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
What you got?
Okay, so the next thing on my list is actually not a game. It is a console. So that person that you're not going to find that SNES Mini or that NES Classic
Or you
for,
want to have more variety of things to
or
play.
if you want to actually play something awesome.
Not saying there aren't
I'm
awesome
just
games
kidding.
out there.
In all fairness, if you
I'm
get them and you get them at
kidding.
retail price, they're good.
Yeah,
If you're
absolutely.
buying them online from some person scalping them,
No, I like we've talked about this in the past. I'm totally cool
want a
with
cartridge
it.
slot.
I think that would be a better option.
From I am my two favorite companies and my two favorite consoles. It's Nintendo and it's Sony. And
Should say Sega somewhere in that. Sorry.
If they still existed, sure.
God, he made me lose my train of thought. From a
Sonic
collector
wiggle in there.
standpoint, I think they're awesome. I absolutely love them. That's cool. If you want one, that's awesome. But I don't like that it kind of takes away from the real stuff.
Okay.
Because I think that it does. And I think a few people are like, oh, well, I don't really care about the cartridges. I feel like the real thing is losing a little bit of...
Which is a shame.
Yeah, and which makes me sad because I grew up with that stuff. I like the real deal. So
You never like the real thing. Sorry.
I don't want to be a snob about it, because whatever, because I think it's cool, again,
be a snob.
from a collector standpoint. But I'm like, hey, it's cool to have
It's
the
one of
real
those things that
thing
you would
too.
like to be able to I
Yeah.
have it, but I also have the real game too.
Exactly, and it
okay.
kind of, and I've heard people say like, "Oh, I don't care about that stuff anymore. I just want that." It has everything
that's
preloaded.
fine.
I'm like, no.
Poor, misunderstood, sad people.
Yeah, when the software goes out and that, it's not the same as
Yeah.
it is
But
in the old
if you're
stuff,
one
which is-
that just wants both, then that's cool. You're cool.
Yeah.
I like that. You're my
So,
jam. We're on that
console.
level. So the console is actually the Retron 5. So a pretty neat little thing. It plays GBA, NES, SNES, Sega Genesis, and Super Famicom.
actually,
Am I right?
all
No,
imports.
Famicom.
All imports.
All
yeah.
imports
All
of them.
imports?
Mega Drive, regular Famicom.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
see,
there's
I
an
didn't know
adapter
that.
that'll allow for Game Gear games and Master System games.
Ooh. See, I have one, and I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So that's
It's
kind
You,
of cool.
cool.
you get a
Glorious.
lot out of it. It's one of the only ways, other than a Game Gear, actually, it is the
Just
only
about
way
it, yeah, to play
that
the
I know
games.
of to actually play the Game Gear games.
That's really
And it
cool.
looks so much better than that crappy Game Gear screen.
Yep.
But see, it's perfect because what's really cool is it upscales the games
Yeah.
in HD, which
And
I
it,
think
it
is
doesn't
really
do it in a
awesome.
bad way either.
No.
Like,
You
and there's
have options.
multiple different options on
Yeah.
how to make it look. So I agree.
It actually looks really good, and what's really cool for someone like me, I have all of the older systems, I have those games, but sometimes I don't want to unhook and hook those
a lot of
games up,
cables.
those
Yeah.
consoles. It's a lot of cables, and also I worry. I'm like, oh, they may be a little fragile. Sega CD.
Well, you can't play that on retro.
You
anyways,
can't, but I'm just saying, like,
but
using that
yes,
as an example.
I know I panic. Yes.
He throws a fit.
Last time I moved, I wouldn't let anyone hold my Sega CD. I just kept it in my lap the entire time. I was like, nobody look at it.
He was like, you look at it and it'll break.
It's a version one. Those suckers are fragile, man. Don't sneeze on them, man.
I mean, I feel like the NES and the SNES will last forever. But, I mean, mine, you have to stick a quarter into it and kind of press it down a little bit.
I
and
can
it
fix
still
that for you.
works. Thanks. and it still works.
We do that here.
Good to know.
Here at Game Over Video Games. Dun, dun,
I'm going to bring it to you. I'm going to bring it to you.
Yeah, I'll fix it real
Thank
quick.
you.
I know exactly what the problem is.
Thank you. Yeah, so you have to do that. So sometimes I don't want to fidget with it, or I worry that I'll break it even
Sometimes
further.
you just want it to work.
So yeah, so instead of, it's cool that I have those systems, but instead of bringing them down and unhooking them all the time, I can just keep them on my shelf. They look really cool. I have them, I played the heck out of them. They've had their time, and now I can actually play everything on this newer system that actually plays the games just as well. So I think that's really cool. And then you're still supporting, cartridges and stuff like that. So I think that's awesome. And then if you get one of these games, one of these must-have games, Super Mario 3.
You didn't mention my favorite thing about the 5. Save states.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the time to sit there and play through a game sometimes.
Leave it running
That's
for
true.
20 hours.
That's really true.
Glorious console.
So if you cannot find the SNES or the NES Mini, I think that is a nice alternative, and your gamer might even love it even more. So
Awesome. Cool. All right, well, I'll power through mine here really quick because I probably should put this on here just to piss people off. But we're going to talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2, the good one, for Xbox and PlayStation 2. Specifically, the Xbox One I ran a little bit better. There were a couple differences, but so
It's not the Xbox One.
this is the
original
Xbox. Sorry, the X.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Original Star Wars
don't
Battlefront
confuse
series.
people. Explain.
The originally Star Wars Battlefront made by LucasArts was 1 and 2 was made for the PlayStation 2 PC and original Xbox some 15 years ago. Not that long, but a long time ago.
Yeah. It wasn't long, but
They had split screen, you had space combat, and there were no microtransactions. Believe it or not, true believers. Here we go.
And it worked.
It actually worked. And
It was good.
there was no DLC. But so I'll be really quick on this. They're fantastic games, either 1 or 2. I like 2 more because you had a little bit more variety in heroes and stuff like that. But really cool game. Xbox version's a bit better. It's a bit more expensive, but if you can play it on that one, it runs a little bit better, which is nice. But yeah, I'm just gonna burn them.
And just to be clear, it's a different game.
I'm not endorsing the new one by EA.
Anyone doesn't know.
So, to keep with my relatively inexpensive games, I'm going to actually, for you, Matt, mention a few of the Sega's games. First off, Sonic.
Yay!
Come on. It's everywhere. The originals are really
He
fun.
looks like a Muppet. He didn't look good.
Sega still had the better versions of Mortal Kombat, I think. I mean, personal opinion. You can agree or not. I don't care. I mean, along with that, the Disney games for that one
Yes.
were really good. Lion King and Aladdin were
Yeah.
better on there, I feel.
Aladdin, yeah, absolutely.
Sounds were great.
I have to say that.
Just audio in general was really good for it.
You know, I have to say,
yeah, it was a little bit different.
I was
so.
a NES and a SNES kid all the way, but I feel like the soundtracks on the Sega Genesis are better.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. You have that. Okay, are you happy? Are you happy?
But yeah, and luckily, I mean, a lot of the stuff for the Sega, unless it's like some of the crazy hard to find stuff, it's not expensive. Like Sega doesn't get enough love, and I know I rag on you a little bit about the Genesis and all that, but I had a Genesis first before I had any other console that I can remember.
It's a Christmas miracle.
And there were a lot of really great games on it that most of them are just they're cheap, they're easy to find, and they're really fun.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Not the best Batman, still fun though.
Yeah, for sure. I will give you that. Awesome. Rock and roll, Brittany. What you got?
Okay.
Oh,
so,
look.
You know why I picked this one? Because it reminds me of Christmas. I don't know.
like the handheld ones.
Ooh. Okay,
Fighting
what are we
words.
talking about? What
We're
are we
gonna
talking
fight.
about?
Okay.
Come on.
Capcom sucks.
So no. So the next on my
Captain's
list
All right, so
for
they got
your
one.
Nintendo fanatic in your life would be Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Seasons. I feel like the handheld Zeldas
Or ages.
whichever one, they kind of work in tandem.
They do.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know,
You like seasons more, but
I do. I love Seasons. I really love Ages too. I don't know. It's hard.
They don't really make games like those
Hard to
anymore,
pick.
though.
They don't.
Where you have the split. I mean, all right, Pokemon aside, and that's just
they
to
just
collect
make the
everything.
same game twice.
Yeah, and you have to collect different things in them, and you might get some changes. That game, you actually had to play through both to get the full ending. So I'll
cool.
give it credit.
Yeah, it's a cool concept, and it's a great game. I really like it. It's awesome. I'm tired. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Zelda is good game.
yeah.
You hit things with sword.
Buy good. You like.
.com.
I feel like it's one of the more underrated Zeldas as well. You know, if you have a Zelda fan, chances are they know about Majora, they know about Ocarina, they know about Wind Waker, but maybe
They
not.
may not have played the Game Boy Color one.
Yeah, maybe not so much. You know, Oracle of Seasons or Oracle of
Because there aren't a
Ages,
bunch
so.
of versions of that either. Not really. There isn't
No,
like,
not at all.
this one for this one. And
They had it available to download, which I
eShop,
also
yeah.
own.
Yeah.
don't you
had
have
to.
like a
I had
in-box
to.
copy of it? I mean,
It's sealed, baby. Oh yeah.
okay, well, yeah.
I think I have
But
two.
is your,
I have two.
No, I thought your Minish Cap one was sealed.
No,
Which one?
I think
Because you
my
have a box
Seasons-
Minish Cap and
I
a
have a
Seasons.
sealed Minish Cap, which I also love. That game is fantastic. Oh my gosh, so fantastic. Get that one too.
Oh,
if
Lord.
while you're at it, just be like, hey, all of these Zelda handhelds, I need them.
It's a
Handheld
beautiful
games.
game. You have
So
a
good.
hat that talks to you and it says, "Mack." Sorry.
Saw Chomp Chomp in Link's Awakening, and I put it down. I like Zelda, and I like Mario.
Stay away.
But it's kind of a.
Return Smash with us.
I
But
don't
feel
like
it's a
Smash,
nice,
you know that.
a nice, unique gift for your Zelda fan, and they might be surprised that you're like, oh, hey, yeah, this is kind of a lesser known Zelda title. So they might appreciate it.
Wunderbar.
Cool.
Glorious. My number 4, and this the notes which someone was writing down are incorrect. Here it says Time Crisis. That's not my game. My game is Time Splitters 2.
Oh, I
Splitters
asked
2.
you.
That is a
Whatever.
fun
I
one.
don't listen to you.
I was like, Time Crisis? Are you sure?
No.
And you were like, yeah.
At first, I wanted to put GoldenEye or Perfect Dark on here, but I already had 64, so I decided to do something to me that always felt like a successor, and that was Time Splitters, specifically 2, because that game is so much to do with multiplayer, so much fun. Just the virus mode where you're all a bunch of monkeys, and it's like tag with like the plague.
Okay.
No, really. It's just a mode where like it could be with as many as 2, but more of that, where like you start off with one person who's infected, and you have to just go like.
So it was Evolve before Evolve.
No, Ball was the big
Yeah, it was-
monster.
Yeah,
and
it
Yeah,
was-
but you were like,
It was
you
Halo
play-
3 Zombie before there was Halo.
Yeah.
3.
Okay. Well, I'm saying like you're an infected person, so you're not a monster, but you're going after the non-infected people.
You're
that right?
absolutely wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought he was saying.
No, like
I'm
Cool.
No,
sorry.
in Evolve, you're like a giant alien that wants to like beat the crap out of things. In this, you're just like a character covered in green smoke.
Yep.
And you like run around and go, "Wah!"
Okay.
But you don't actually like you just touch them and they become infected, and it's a game of tag,
Yep.
Okay.
but with like mini guns.
I mean, I wasn't saying. It was
Am I wrong?
I wasn't saying it was
No.
exactly the same, but it's kind
It
of
was nothing
similar
like it.
concept
No.
because you're like going after them. Okay, never
See,
mind.
Evolve was more hide and
fail.
seek
Yeah.
Okay.
than tag. You got to get your playground
Okay.
games right. You got to play with the big kids.
Get on with it.
But it's super. I mean, cool single player, and then just bountiful multiplayer
That
modes.
actually sounds really fun.
Where it's like regular shooting, so many different levels, tons of guns, tons of modes. It just if you like GoldenEye style multiplayer, that's the game for you. It's bueno. But yeah, rock and roll. PS2, GameCube, I know, and Xbox as well, right? I think. I know Future Perfect was for everything, but
I never did the Xbox one. I don't remember
I'm
if it was there.
assuming, I might be wrong, but
I had it for PS2. so-
likewise. But I know it's also for GameCube.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
definitely for GameCube.
Harder to get a hold of for GameCube, actually.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's like most of the good games that were on either PlayStation and GameCube or whatever game, and it had a counterpart on GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
The GameCube one's the more expensive one. It's just harder to find them.
Yeah. Still didn't like the GameCube. It was weird.
Yeah, it was
I
a
love
great
my GameCube.
console.
Anyway, sorry. Proceed.
Cool. I'm gonna actually mention a console that's actually under the Retron lines. I really like the Retron HDs. They have some issues. I'm not gonna like try to candy coat it at all. There's been a few issues with them. I've personally not had them, but it's $35, $40 HDMI out
yeah.
NES. All it does is NES. It's like half the price of getting a regular Nintendo most places. I mean, it's
usually
just
more reliable. And
they're not bad. The only one that I've ever had brought back in store to me, it had nothing wrong with it. They couldn't get anything to work on it. I cleaned the stuff. It worked. It was just the games were dirty, which that just happens over
Often
time
it
That's
anyway.
the
Yeah.
struggle
There's
with
dust.
old games.
It
Yeah.
is. They get dusty. They get dirty. You could have done nothing with them. They sit in a cabinet,
Yeah.
and you go to clean them, and there's all kinds of black crap on them. It's just how they are.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you clean them off, they work.
Yeah,
So-
there's nothing wrong with them. It's just occasionally
pretty much, if
they
you
need
didn't
to be cleaned.
submerge it and it get corroded out, most of them aren't going to break.
Yeah.
Or if the battery exploded on those rare occasions, they're really hard to screw up. But that's why I really like cartridges. I'm glad that it's slowly going to start moving back to that.
It's so
It has to.
so much
cool,
tougher.
Yep.
It's awesome stuff.
You,
but
who knew? You take all your electronics, you encase it in plastic so that you can't scratch anything.
there's
and
no
it
moving
works.
parts.
Yeah.
Somehow it lasts longer.
Yep.
Who'd have thunk it? Awesome. Well, good. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, the Retro 90 is awesome.
There are a few others that are coming out that I'm still looking forward
that
to.
Atari one?
The Retron 77, I believe. So-
Someday. It's supposed to be out for the
Someday.
holidays, but we haven't heard anything else about
Yeah.
it. That looks great.
That'd be cool if they ever make it an HDMI out Atari 2600.
Because Ataris
that'd be really cool.
Super finicky.
Yeah, and if they still work, they still work great. And if they don't, they just don't. And
getting the TV to play it on now and stuff, and so HD is just great.
Converting a lot of those older consoles into HD, I think, it's really good.
Thing.
I personally, when I did collect more, I had multiples. I would have my aftermarkets that I played games on, and then I had my originals that I set on a shelf.
They look pretty.
And I think that's a cool way to go about it. Not everyone's going to want to spend the money on it, and I get that.
But options are good.
I like being able to be like, those are the pretty things. Now let's actually play the games, and if that breaks, I don't really care because I can just get another one.
Yeah.
So.
Indeed, sir. I agree. All right, Brittany, you want to knock your last one out for us?
Yes. This one, it was really hard for me to pick a last one. I have honorable mentions. Can I say them? I'll be fast, I promise.
Go for it.
Yay! But I decided to go with Mike Tyson's Punch-Out because it's super fantastic.
Is this the honorable mention?
And
or the last one on your
no,
list?
this is the last one on my
I
list.
thought you wanted your honorable mentions
Oh, I
first.
thought, yeah.
No, this one's the last
That's
one on my
normally the
list.
order. You're failing.
That's true.
No.
Whatever. I do what I want, okay? I'm my own person.
Sure.
Okay, anyway. But it's a really great game. It's you little creature. You're a guy. You're not
a little creature.
You're a little guy.
Mac is like a hamster
You're
now.
a little Mac, okay? He's not a hamster.
Close.
But you just, punch things. So, yeah, it's a boxing game. Super fun. The theme song still warms my heart. I played that game so much when I was like 4 years old.
Crap.
And I was...
There we go. That's the one. Okay, cool.
Okay, anyway. Yeah.
And you people are my friends.
I love that theme song so much. It reminds me of being 4 and playing that all the time. And I was a little boss at it. I was really good.
I really liked this.
Really good.
I really liked the version from Brawl with like the full brass section. That sounded really cool. Like, yeah!
All right.
That's awesome.
Jam!
But yes, so that's an awesome game. It's a must-have, again, for a collector or for somebody who just likes to have fun. I'm sure if they're nostalgic, they'll probably remember it. So great gift idea. Honorable mentions, Mylon Secret Castle, because it's perfect.
Because you have to mention
All right,
every
You
so-
know I couldn't
That game is
not-
terrible but fun.
Okay,
It's
that
just
game
like
is fantastic.
It's like Little Nemo. It was a Little
love
Nemo
Little
Adventure
Nemo as
in
well.
Dreamland. It's a terrible game. I love the
so
game though.
good.
It's fun to play.
It is,
but it is
okay.
a bad
The
game.
music is really
puzzly.
good.
Yes.
There's dragons and wizards, and you have boots, and you fight things.
I'm sorry.
and,
You
you
have
fight-
appropriate footwear.
Indeed, and you fight things. And did I say wizards? Yes, it's really cool. And you
Tell 'em
have a
about the
cute
boots.
hat. So, and you have little boots, which is really awesome. And it took me a long time to find those boots. Anyway, so that one.
Before you were, like,
but you
running
knew
around in
I
flip-flops,
couldn't
I
not
knew you were gonna bring
mention
it up,
Mylon,
yeah.
and I knew he was gonna call me out on it, which is why I made it an honorable.
Okay.
But
okay.
yeah, that one's great.
Freaking
Street Fighter
Mylon.
2 for the Super Nintendo
Loser.
because amazing. I played the crap out of that as a kid as well with my
Six-button
brother.
controller, get out.
It's super
Yeah.
fantastic, and the Genesis version is not. I mean,
Look,
it doesn't hold a candle to the SNES version.
All I'm
Come on.
saying is you can't fierce kick over here. My hand doesn't work like that. Maybe yours do. Maybe you've got like those weird like tiger claws. I don't. I need them over here with this thumb. This is all about the
It's
D-pad.
fine for me. I learned how to
That's
play
because
like that.
you play
so
like this. You go.
it's-
I'll have to edit that out. Sorry, I didn't think about that. That's loud. But you know what I mean. It's like you like just mash the buttons because you play Chun-Li and you bounce all over the place and you win by
She's
sheer
awesome.
random.
That's not
garbage.
true. I know the combos.
The combo of
gotta
smash the
remember.
kick button and then bounce off the walls.
Fantastic game. You should get it. Not for the Genesis, for the SNES.
Or you can get
Or
it for the
for-
Retron 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you can pick whichever
And
one you
use
want.
whatever controller you
Or
want.
you can play Mortal Kombat Ultimate 3 and play a good game. I liked it. I don't care. Give me your looks. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 was fun.
I mean, or you could, play Guilty Gear. I mean, if
Okay.
you know what I mean.
I don't have anything
Yeah.
I can throw. I was.
Someone give me a
I'm
shoe.
kidding.
Give me one of those Mylon boots. Let's do this.
Yeah. Where is
Are you good? Are you honorable out?
Okay, one more time. One more thing.
One more time.
One more
One
time.
more thing.
All right.
For the funny gamer that you want to get something super fun for, I legitimately like this because I love E.T.
Oh.
How could you not? Okay, first of all, I love E.T. the movie. So cute.
I
It's
think
one
it's
of my
become such
faves.
a big part of the culture that
It
I think it's
is,
cool to
yeah.
just have
It's a
one.
nice little,
Exactly.
like, joke gift. Yeah.
Yeah.
I own it. It looks beautiful, and every time I see it on my shelf, I'm like, that's so cute.
Am I the only one out there who thinks E.T. looks like one big Muppet poop? I mean,
Yes.
In the game or in the
In the
movie?
movie.
All right.
Like, he scared me as a kid. I'm like, ah.
What? He's like the cutest thing ever, and he's really nice. And he likes Reese's Pieces.
It's a friendly
And he
poop.
wore a hat with flowers on it. How does that scare you?
We're also assuming that a species from another planet wouldn't die from eating any of our food,
Yeah.
which is
Well, he
kind of
was
weird.
fine. It's not that kind of movie,
He didn't
John.
look very good. He was brown. That wasn't a healthy color, man.
They were
This
just
is
they were just
normal
feeding him random things and putting all kinds of like foreign products on him. I bet
That's true. They
something
didn't
would have
know
killed
any
him.
better. They didn't know
Made him
any better.
sick
But he
even.
was fine. He was absolutely fine.
E.T. phone home has cancer.
Yeah. The radiation came out of his
He
finger.
lives. Okay.
He's
Spoiler
cured
alert,
himself.
he lives.
I haven't watched it yet.
But I'm very nostalgic about that movie. I love it.
Lord.
And
Watch The Thing and said it's a better movie.
Yeah.
The Thing is amazing, but don't bag on E.T. And I feel like the game is
Deserves to
awesome.
be in a
So if you
bag
want to
and
get
night in your
something kind
face.
of gag gifty, I think that's a really good choice.
I
It's
would
super
agree.
cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. So, yeah.
Awesome.
That's it.
Okay, so my last game, something that
Drop the mic.
I bet you probably wouldn't, if you hadn't remembered this, wouldn't have expected. Wii Sports.
No, I agree.
Yes. Bowling.
Like, there are some games like the
We
Wii
still
was
play
known
this at
for-
my brother's.
Yeah, it's just that game where it's like it's as much as I hate motion controls and all that junk. Wii Sports got it, and it was the first one there to do it, and it's easy to pick up, and tennis is great. And you can throw your shoulder out playing it. So I mean, hey, come on.
Baseball. Oh God.
It's one of the most intuitive games ever made, where it's like, look, Grandpa, play baseball, bowl with me. And it's like, what do? You swing the bat, Grandpa. It's okay.
Tie the wrist
I actually
strap.
played this with
Yeah.
my grandfather before. It's like, it's just bowl with me. He's like, where is this crap? And he put it down and he called me an idiot. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Next time you're over, ask my brother about playing tennis.
Did someone get hit?
No, but something. Yeah, he was one of those that hits the lamp or the light fixture in the ceiling. So
Lots of good stories. But I mean, just, Wii's are cheap. Wii Sports isn't that expensive. And it's super, super fun.
Yeah.
Especially if you're just looking for a quick, good time on the holidays. You get the whole family playing. You get 4 people doing it. It's awesome.
definitely, if you have a Wii and don't have it,
Oh, by all means.
yeah,
I mean,
It's worth
simple,
picking
but
up.
It's super fun.
Yep.
It's one of those games that just gets very competitive very fast, and you wouldn't think so. And they just sit there like, no tennis, no. It's good. Anyway, sorry.
And everybody can get behind that. I love that. Like, even
Yeah.
my mom who's like, I bought you video games, but I have no idea what a video game is. Even she loves
She
it.
could
I
play
love
it,
you, mommy. But it's true. And she loves it. I think she played with us.
Oh, she did
once.
love it, when we had it over
And
there.
it was fun.
It was awesome stuff. All right,
Yeah.
take us home, sir.
I kind of want to see your mom play Just Dance. That'd be funny.
She played Zumba with me.
Really?
Like, we did the Zumba thing. Yeah, it was.
Like
she
I'll
was
admit,
actually pretty
like
good at it.
I laughed about it when I got them for my brother and his girlfriend, and they're kind of exhausting.
Yeah,
I feel like your mother
they
broke her
are.
hip.
Yeah,
No. Are you kidding me? She is the life of the party.
We need to
all
watch
the
it. Yeah,
time.
but the life of the video game party, she'll probably fall on
maybe.
her face.
She'll be one of those ones that throws the controller
Like, she's
into
a
the
great
TV on
dancer
accident.
until you make it a video game. And then she's like, oh no. And away she goes, man. I mean,
Hey, she caught on to That's You like really quickly. That PS4 game.
if you have a PS4 and you don't have That's You, it was free on PS
It's
Plus.
super fun.
It's ridiculous and amazing. Have you played this yet?
No.
It's so good. Oh my god. Anyways, right. Look, last game, then we get out of here. We'll talk
So
later.
my last one is not a great game, but I love it, and it's for the NES, Captain Skyhawk.
Yeah, actually.
So
I actually don't know what this is.
To shoot.
it was a top-down shmup.
Yeah.
It had the kind of levels that you could go from. So you had elevation.
Was this the one with like the pyramids?
Yes.
And,
You were like going through this gully, and there were pyramids and things that shot at you, and it was kind of annoying, but it was fun. And until you got the hang of it, you died a lot. But
Really cool idea.
If you were too low, you would hit the pyramids on certain areas, so you couldn't dodge around them. And even on the larger pyramids, you couldn't go high enough. So it was kind of strange. And then when you finally destroy all the stuff in the level and you do your little in battles and whatnot, and you destroy little bases, you actually had to fly into a space station I'm not saying it makes sense. All right, but
NES game.
it was an NES game, and it was just fun, and I like shmups, and it was one of the first ones I ever remember playing.
Yeah.
And when you did the space station, it was one of the few times which Elite Dangerous reminded me of it. Whenever we're trying to gun it into spaceports when we were smuggling, is because the spaceport rotates the entire time, and you have to time the plane to go into the port. So I thought that was kind of a fun little thing. It wasn't super hard, but it was just a corny, cheap, fun game. It was great.
It's one of the few games to use the
Excuse me.
elevation too for back then. I don't
Yeah.
actually remember Shmups using it anyways. But
Like what was it? Was it 1943? Kind of.
yeah, well, you had like bombs. I
But
don't remember like the
you had the
vertical-
the little loop thing that you would do, but this is one of the few where you could actually hold up on on your D-pad, and you were lower. You would
Yeah.
go down to a lower plane. You'd pull back. You would actually raise back up, and you could actually shoot at different levels. And you had to use bombs for certain enemies, or you had to like angle your plane down to shoot down when you were flying down to hit things on the ground if you didn't have the bombs timing down right. It was
like a lot of good ideas for an early
Yeah.
NES game. That was awesome.
graphically not that pleasing.
No,
It's
it's
very
crap.
big, blocky colors. I mean, very simple, but it's fun. Definitely one of the things that I suggest to people if they're picking up an NES and it's been a long time since they've played stuff. It's like $8.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so
I
totally
think.
worth it.
Yeah, it's not expensive, and I loved it.
Well, fantastic. Well, that about wraps things up for here, folks. Happy holidays from all
Happy
of us here at
Happy
Game
holidays.
Overcast. As always, you have ideas for the show, comments, questions, want to talk more about robots, I know who you are, yeah. Leave us a comment on the YouTube channel. You can post, you can send us an email, or you could post a sign, I don't know, just somewhere randomly. What's that email address, Britt?
I would like all complaints to be put pictorially.
Here we go.
It is podcast at gameovervideogames.com. Is that right?
Are you
Right.
that tired?
It is now.
Did I make it up?
Yes.
I'm just
No,
kidding.
it's podcast at gameovervideogames.com.
Oh, I was right.
You were right. Podcast at
Yay! I wasn't kidding. I
gameovervideogames.com.
was right.
Surprise!
Say nice things to us because we like it.
Yeah.
or bad things. I like a good laugh.
No, that's mean.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you.
safe
Happy
holiday,
holidays, guys.
and we'll see you in 2018.
2018.
year.
Wow, we're waiting that long to do another one, huh?
It's like a month.
Yeah, because we do one every month. So we'll see them in January.
But it's not December yet.
It is in like 2 days.
Oh, wait.
It is in 2
yeah, it
days.
is in 2 days.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
No, no,
no.
'cause this
After
podcast-
after this show will be the
gonna-
next one in
yeah, 'cause
2018.
it's
You
gonna
people
get-
confuse
'cause
me.
it's going to get edited, and this is the podcast for December.
We're just gonna
And then
we're just gonna fade out. We'll
They
see you
don't
guys
tell
later.
me things.
No,
They just say
We
speak.
record the show earlier, and then it goes in that way, okay? And then it'll go live on the first day of January, which is in 2018.
I'm so sorry. Excuse me.
I'm gonna leave that in.
We
there.
should keep that in.
Yep.
Don't!
Just at the
Matt,
end.
cut that out. Please.
I don't know why you're talking. Oh, Matt, you looking at me? All right, cool.
Matt, please cut that out.
Listen, Matt. You do
Don't,
the editing.
actually.
You listen to you.